Okay, we're live. So, let's try to fine-tune this thing. All right, serendipitously, the mail came while I was running my game this morning, and in the mail was new, camera. So we're using the new camera right now, and the new camera is pretty bananas. It's the OBSBot Meet 2, or the OBSBot Meet 4K. Sorry. Yes, yeah, because I don't have a... Hey, what's up? Yeah, so, new camera is pretty insane. And then I got a light for the camera, and I think that's helping a lot too. I set the model up last night. I was so excited about the model, I couldn't wait till today. I couldn't even wait for the new camera. So I set the new camera up now, but my settings on the model I adjusted last night for my old camera, which was only like 720 pixels or whatever. It's like a really, really old camera. I've had it for about 10 years. So I guess I needed to get a new camera anyways. All right. With all that sorted, I'm trying to figure out what I did to blow out my talking. And I know that it has to do with enabling sound to control the mouth, and then the mouth movements control the ears, and that's why the ears are bouncing around so much. So even though I got this super cute ear, oops, there we go. Even though I got these super cute headphones that fold up the ears, look, they just kind of shrink down. Wow. You know, the ears are super cool, so I want to be able to like have the ears, but maybe I feel some real blood elf, night elf antenna vibes going here. Like there's maybe a little too much bouncing. So I got to go in and figure out what's going on with that. So I'm in VTube Studio, which is a free game software from Steam. And the free package is pretty good. You do get like a little logo if you don't have the paid version. I think the paid version was like a one-time $8 fee or something. It wasn't too bad. They also have a mobile app, and the two can link up together. And so if you don't have a good webcam, you can use your phone. And then the phone, you run the app on the phone, and then you run the app on the computer, and they communicate perfectly with each other. And then they go out to whatever program you're using, which is pretty cool. I found out, I did like 5 hours of research yesterday. I found out that the preferred camera of all VTubers is actually the latest iPhone. So the best iPhone you can get your hands on. It apparently has really, really good face tracking because they have that weird become an emoji program on their phone. And so like they have like the best face tracking software in the world on an iPhone. So everyone uses an iPhone. So of course I have a Galaxy Android, so that wasn't working. But I'm hoping that this new camera will help with tracking of eyes and movements and all that. Alright, so we double click to bring up the menu, and then I currently have the black transparent background so that I can go out to Streamlabs. So we're going to go to the settings tab. No, yeah, settings tab. There we go. And look at this weird shit. So there's like a little, just a little man there, and he's made out of like, I don't know, joints, right? Like little lines and joints. And that is the NVIDIA face tracking. So like, if you can't be as good as the latest iPhone, fortunately I have the right video card. So they have a plugin that allows the video card to live map my face, and then that helps with controlling everything that's going on. And it's super creepy because there's this little doughboy face that they use to kind of show you that it's working, and you can like test out all that stuff. One of the things that the iPhone tracking can do that the NVIDIA tracking can't do is puffing out your cheeks. It can't let you puff out your cheeks, and it can't let you stick out your tongue. And then the third one is you can't make a besmirch. So you know when somebody like smiles and their mouth like slides to the side, like Natalie Dormer, like she's always besmirching. You can't do like a besmirch. But if you have an iPhone with the tracking, the latest iPhone, you can do all three of those things in addition to all the other stuff you can do, which is kind of crazy. So anyways, so we have the webcam set up, I think, the way I want. Now, if we go down here, you can see that I do have mouth open sensitivity and mouth smile sensitivity turned up, so that's probably not helping. So we're going to move those back to 50, which is the normal range. And then we could turn eyebrow back down because I think that the new camera is doing a pretty good job of eyebrow movement. I'm learning from all this that I don't have a very expressive face. So yeah, I think when Kurisu 2D put this together, they have a very different like face than I do. Like maybe like their resting face isn't like a resting tired ass old man who works 2 jobs face. So like it was really confused when it's like you're not the guy that made me when it was trying to figure out like what my face was doing and stuff. But anyways, if you are curious at any point, this is the artist and rigger who put all this together. Yeah, and I'll be making a Nightbot thing to kind of throw that out whenever I'm using the VTuber. But if you are curious, they did this and they did a phenomenal job, just an amazing job. Alright, so we're going to reset all those to 50. I looked up this thing right here, this VTuBE eye tracker, and this is like some high-grade shit, this VTuBE eye tracker. The software is either free or like $400. I couldn't figure out which one it was, if it was the free one or the $400 one. But I felt like the eye tracking was pretty good already on my bad camera, and right, it's pretty good. So I didn't think that I needed to pursue it, but apparently this is like top shelf like government spyware, like watches your eyes wherever it goes. And accessibility wise, if you are a person maybe with no hands or arms or whatever, it's the kind of software that lets you control the computer like with your eyes, your eye movements and stuff like that. It's incredible. I feel like it's maybe overboard to go pick it up, so I didn't worry about it. So I didn't worry about any of this stuff down here. Quality and effects, I wasn't 100% sure what that meant or what it did. Visual effects, didn't worry about it. Lighting, I didn't worry about. All this is just, I left it as is. Okay, so then we go over to the actual controls. Well, we could go here first. This is the general configuration controls. And this is cool. The software includes a button. Oh, that's cool. You got like 40 years ago. But you have the physical tracker. Holy shit. Are you in like Men in Black or something? Like wiping people's memories? So there's a button that just straight up opens the install location. I wish every game had this button so that if you're going to mod the game or whatever, you don't have to like look for it. You just click it and it takes you right to where you're supposed to put your stuff. I think it's really, really cool. Let's see. So this is where you can connect your stuff to your phone and all that kind of stuff. These numbers are just random because I didn't bother to hook it up or anything. The mouse inputs, don't really need to mess with it. So here, this is kind of interesting, and this is probably why my ears are getting blown out by my talking. I'm using a microphone, and I have it turned really high on the gain. So if I turn the gain down. So if I turn it down, I think that will, yeah, there we go. So the point of why would you want to use the microphone input and not just the movement of your mouth? Okay, well, maybe your microphone dongle moves in front of your mouth and then your mouth is covered. But even if my mouth is covered, it still hears me talking, right? You can see that, you can kind of hear that my mouth is muffled, right? Hey, there we go. So that's why you would have that turned on. And what was really neat is, I don't remember what the tutorial said frequency gain does. It's like, what's frequency gain do? Shit. I know it did something important. Not sure. I know the volume gain is like how boosted the sound is coming in. I don't remember what the frequency gain is. I don't know if I should adjust it or not. Maybe I should watch the tutorial again. But I think I've fixed the ears enough, so it might be okay. What's also cool down here is they got the Japanese vowels, which if you were not familiar, they've got like 5 core vowels, just like English, which is kind of neat. And they're, well, I mean, there's more than that, but just listen to me. So you've got like the ah sound, right? So your mouth goes ah. And then they've got the eh sound, right? And then you've got the ooh sound. And then you've got the eh sound. And then you've got the oh sound. And you can actually teach it here by calibrating it and making those sounds. You can just teach it. Frequency gain adjusts the waveform peaks. Oh, so if you adjust the cutoff, okay. So if we turn it way down, okay, that's cool. Okay, so yeah, that's good. Now my ears aren't bouncing all over the place. Yeah, that's great. Okay. I think you can add the voice volume as a parameter instead of this option, so you can link only with mouth open. Yeah, so default, it was only mouth open, and it turns out, in addition to not having much expression on my fucking face, I don't really open my mouth very wide when I'm talking. I just sort of murmur, like, hey guys, so gonna prep some Dungeons & Dragons, I'm gonna do this thing. And so it wasn't really picking up my mouth movement very well. When I turned on the sound and mouth movement, it really started picking that stuff up a lot better. So that's why I did that. That's why I did that. Anyways. Hey. Alright, so let's see. Scrolling down. Oh yeah, and then you can link your account. So there's apparently things that you could do on Twitch that interact with your VTuber, which is kind of cool. I haven't looked into it, but I don't know, I'm a little curious about it. So now if we go over to these settings, you can see that there's the file and all that. It's really cool. I have it on my phone also. So I was like tormenting my coworkers. I'm like, look, I got boobs. Look at these boobs. And my coworkers were like, that's cool. I got boobs too. Thanks. It didn't have the effect I was hoping for. But I didn't end up in HR. So I guess that's a win. If we go down here, there's no white outlines to worry about. So these guys, this movement right here, this sets the range that you can lean. So you see how the model like is leaning, right? Okay, so then this Z sets how far forward and back you could lean. So if you go like all the way to 20 and you lean, oh my God. That's too much, right? But if you do like this, you could lean forward and you could lean back. That's kind of cool. I played around with it and I thought that a little bit of lean was good, but I move around in my chair a lot, so I didn't want it to like get too confused. And then being able to lean too far to the left or right. Oh, nice tabletop, thanks. You're talking about like Foundry VTT, hosted by the Forge VTT, our proud sponsors. Obviously, that's what you're talking about with that. Sure. All right, so then we've got physics. So you can make it like windy, which is kind of cool. Like the wind's always blowing your big boobas all over the. Oh my God, the wind is blowing my boobs. Ah. Or you could like turn it off entirely. You could have a little bit, so like everything's kind of always in motion. It's got like physics strength. So obviously, I think you guys know what that does. We don't need to play around with this physics thing. I mean, you guys know what that does, so don't worry about it. And then there's drag physics, which is like if you actually drag the model, it will cause physics to activate, and apparently some pixelation of the image because it's like you're moving it too fast. And then when you set it down, everything settles down. So anyways, if you turned the other one up plus this one, it would be pretty wild. So that's what that does. Is it boob physics? Well, I mean, I don't know. So it could be boob physics. So anyways, let's keep going. It's all physics. It's everything that's controlled. Like, see the earrings? They have like jangles to them, and the pendant has like a jangle to it. That's it's all controlled by physics. So if I turn that up, they would move a lot more. Yeah. Pretty cool. I mean, honestly, I was so happy with how this model turned out. I am still so happy. I was so happy, and I am so happy with how this model turned out, that I was frightened by how I felt, because I'm not used to feeling this happy. I'm gonna be honest. So I was like, this is really fucking cool. Like, I cannot believe how cool this is. Yeah. That was very cool. Alright, so then this is the stuff where you control like all the details of the animations, like the passive animations, like how they interact with everything. Can you feel yourself slipping down the rabbit hole? I mean, maybe? Like, maybe I can. Yeah. You know, I've mostly regretted getting an Android since I got an Android. I used an iPhone for like 10 years. And then I got an Android, and I was like, oh, this is just Foundry the phone. How wonderful. And even though my Android can do a lot of cool shit, I can remote into my computers and control them, and I can, you know, I'm not going to say it on stream, but I have a lot of games, you might say. A robust game collection. And many books that I definitely paid for on my Android. So the Android can do a lot of great seafaring things that makes it pretty cool. But I do miss my iPhone, and now I think that, yeah, if I were to get another phone, it would definitely be an iPhone, just so that I could add more shit to this model. So all these things are tied to parts of the body and the joints, and so you've got what the input is and what's kind of causing the output. You can add limitations to them. You can add smoothing to the animation. So like, if you don't have smoothing, then you don't have any frames of animation. So like, your eyes would just blink open and blink shut. Like, it wouldn't slowly close your eyes. It would just be like they just close instantly. This right here is tracking the average like that my eyes do. So for example, it thinks that in this value, the average that my eyes are open is like 0.35, 0.4 out of 1, right? So was say like 35, 40 out of 100. And over here, this would normally be set, it says a max of 1.2. So I boosted this value because apparently in addition to having no good expressiveness in my face, and always looking tired, my eyes are always like half closed like Brock from Pokemon. So it couldn't tell if my eyes were open or not. So I adjusted it so that the numbers, when I'm at like 40, it's at like 60. So it kind of like, she's got these big googly eyeballs, and I don't. I have these little tiny rat eyeballs, I guess. And then when I open mine, as wide as I can, it still wasn't opening her eyes all the way. And so by increasing the number here to a very high number, that sort of enhanced the effect that it had. And then each eye is controlled separately, but unless you wanted to give yourself like a lazy eye, you'd have to keep all these numbers the same. And then your eyes actually react to your smile, which is kind of cool because everything in your face is all connected. And that's something that when they're rigging the model, they have to take all that kind of stuff into account. So they're like, oh, when you smile real big, what happens to your face muscles, right? What happens to your face when you scrunch your eyebrows down? What happens to everything else in your face? So that's all like taken into account. Then there's the eyeball XYs, and that's like how do your eyes move around inside your head, right? Like if I like look left and look right, like is it tracking those things correctly? And I do want to show you something crazy. So the eyeballs, if you get real close in, they're just like sacks of blood. Look at that. They're like little bubbles floating around in there. And then like it tracks like if you're looking at light or if you're like not looking at light, it like changes, like they dilate. That's what I'm trying to say. The eyes dilate, and that's crazy. It's so fucking cool. Like, I don't know, guys. I went to school for like graphic arts and 3D modeling and 3D animation, and I've always preferred 2D to 3D, even though I went to school for 3D. And when I saw VTubers and it was like animated 2D images, I was just like, this is so fucking cool. And then in school, we did a lot of studying about like mocap, like motion capture and all that. And then some of my classmates went on to become mocap specialists, right? So they worked with like all the famous actors and stuff and put them in the suits and, captured all that information. Less exciting, I guess, if you don't like sports and you're working for EA Sports. And you have to have all the sports people come in and mocap them. But man, it's probably still pretty cool. So when I saw that like VTubing had all of that stuff going on, I was so intrigued. I got so curious about it, and now I was like out of nowhere. I was just like, I wish I had one so bad, and then now I do, and it's really cool. Oh yeah, look at this on the necklace. By the way, if you're wondering canonically about this necklace, this is a bullshit amulet of health. So that 10 Constitution becomes 19 Constitution. Yeah, Camomile's that kind of adventurer. Do you know what I'm saying? Like she would definitely use an attunement slot to get a 19 Constitution. As a spellcaster, I mean that's kind of a no-brainer. Yeah. So canonically, real Magic Gun thing. Right? The eyes are like I don't know, they're pretty damn expressive. But you know what eyes are you know what eyes are even better? You know what eyes are even better? These eyes right here. So funny story. so the artist rigger person, they gave me 5 expressions that I could have as part of like the bundle that I got. Carisel 2D, who I will post in chat again. And one of the expressions on the sheet was the emoji of Chamomile doing the face, right? Like the ditto face. Because a lot of the shit that you guys say in Discord, it makes me make that face, you know? And then when I'm like reading an adventure, and I'm prepping an adventure, I'll read some really just the dumbest shit, and then I'll be like, I see. And so, for whatever reason, he was like, they must want this animated. And then, they didn't tell me that they were going to animate it, but they thought I wanted it animated. And so they sent me a work in progress, and I saw the ditto face, and I was like, that's fantastic. Wow, look at that ditto face. And then it started opening its mouth, and I was like, what the fuck? What is happening? And then like it's, you know, moving around, and the boobs are shaking, but it's got this fucking ditto face. And I was like, why would he do that? Why did he animate this? It just doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, oh my god, this is so fucking dumb. And then I asked him, I was like, yeah, I think it's so funny that you animated this, but why? And he's like, you didn't want this animated? And I was like, no, who would have asked for this animated? This is a fucking nightmare. This is terrifying. And he's like, oh my god. And I could tell with that, oh my god, I could tell that he spent a long time getting this to work. So I was like, I'm gonna send you some more money. Because this is art. This is peak art. This is what it's all about. And that's how we got a ditto face. So, anyways, let me turn it off. Boop, there we go, regular face. It's so stupid looking. Oh my god. It made me cry. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Good stuff. Yeah, so while we're zoomed in, I wanted to show you guys all the cool stuff I could do. So, it can cry, which is pretty cool. I'm crying. Oh, so sad. Look at how good that fucking animation is. This, Carisel is no fucking joke. I want everyone to know that. This guy's no fucking joke. Look at this shit. Look at it. That's crazy. Look at it. Can the ditto face cry? I'm glad you asked, sir. Yes. Yes, it can cry. Oh man, it's so fucking funny. Okay. I can also do this. A little pick your nose. Getting up in there. Oh yeah, really get them boogies out. I didn't want to let myself off the hook, you know? Like, one of my biggest fears. Can we get sexy blush on the ditto face? In a moment. Yeah, so like, I didn't want to let myself off the hook. Look at how the nose fucking deforms. Like, he actually animated the finger going into the nostril. Look at that shit. It's up in there. It's way up in there, Morty. It's getting all them boogies out. So, like, one of my biggest fears when I started using the web camera for prep, because I was told you got to use web camera for prep because it's better for engagement. People want to see a human face, right? Joke's on you. Now you gotta see this shit. I was like, I like to pick my nose. I'm gonna have to learn not to pick my nose on camera, but I'm pretty sure I picked my nose on camera, and I didn't want to let myself off the hook. You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep that nose picking. All right. So another one I got is this doomed one. Where you're like, you can't get mad. Oh wait. Apparently I'm having a seizure. There we go. Like, oh, right eye. Camera. Do your tracking. So you one of the things you can do is actually link it so like your eyes always close together. But I kind of like how the you can blink. I don't think a lot of VTuber models can blink because they don't have good enough tracking where they don't want to risk their eyes doing the thing where like it's like one's closed and one's open. Anyways, here's the doomed one.
That's problematic.
And it's not problematic, but I have my Stream Deck, and so my Stream Deck is set up with that still being tied to the same hotkey. So Mishka Peterson's gonna come in every time I'm doomed until I change it out. But you can be like you can get just like you're really like doomed, I guess. I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool.
That's problematic.
Yes, thank you, Mishka. That's wonderful. Get the fuck out of here. All right. So then we've got this one, angry. I don't know. I don't know why when I get angry, the right eye just completely closes. Maybe in real life when I get angry, my right eye closes. I don't realize it. But it's like, I got to figure out how to make the VTuber face get even more pissed off. Because, like, I feel like she's too nice most of the time. It's probably because I have the eyes set to open too much automatically. I bet I can make her look a lot more mean if we tweak the eyes to not do that. To not open so far. Okay, so then there's also there's this one, super blush. So like, you know, super blush. And then if you smile, I guess there's regular blush under the super blush. So, yeah, pretty cool. All right, so what if you were a Ditto? This is so stupid. Anyways, and the Ditto was like, I gotta pick my nose. Oh no, there is no nose. I'm just eating my finger. Yeah, so Math Meme is still bonded as well. I don't know where Math Meme would be showing up. Probably the bottom left. And then there's
That's problematic.
yeah, problematically doomed. There we go. And then, angry. There we go. That's looking pretty angry. Look at how it's animated too. This little pulsate. I love that. And then, of course, if you see, like, you know, Ditto a whore, right? So Ditto sees any other Pokemon in the world, 1,000 other Pokemon. Ditto sees them, and they're like this, like. Oh, I guess we can't do flirt face on Ditto. Sorry, guys. No flirt face on the Ditto. Oh, well. But maybe I'll put it on the updates list. So anyways. Oh, yeah, there's the Math Meme thing. Cool. Okay. So, yeah, those are the face expressions. You can get, like, more face expressions. Like, if we come up with more, I'll just hit up Karisu, and I'll be like, listen, Karisu, we need more emojis, bro. We need more. We gotta at least take this shit all the way up to 9. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's 9 numbers in the numpad. Yeah, we gotta really crank this thing all the way to 11. Yeah. Ditto face is always a flirt face. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Ugh. All right. So going back over to controls, you get to control brow height, all that kind of stuff. Now, one of the things was interesting is mouth smile. So you can change parameters here to control how much you smile. Now, I'm set all the way to negative 1.5 here because apparently I do have an expressive face, and that expressive face is always sad. Because if I change this back to just regular -1, I guess it's not too bad. Okay. Oh, you know what? Maybe it was the other camera. I should probably try zeroing some of this stuff out back to the regular values and see if that helps a little bit. Maybe. Let's see. Voice open. I increased the likelihood that the mouth would open because it really wasn't picking it up too much. But I think I'm pretty happy with how the mouth is working now. Now you'll notice there's no smoothing here. I don't know if we turned on smoothing, how that would work. I've heard that sometimes the smoothing can slow down the animation on the talking and it starts to feel less convincing, but I'm thinking a little bit of smoothing is probably good. Maybe? Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Alright. Full party of VTubers is the dream. Yeah, and so this app, it has something called VTube Collaborators. It is a $20 expansion, but it allows you to have a bunch of other VTubers in the same scene, which is so cool. Could you imagine an adventuring party? We would never be able to kill. We would. We would never be able to kill those adventurers because if we did, you know, these things ain't cheap. So if we had a VTubers game, we would definitely be using the take a knee rule. Like, there is no character death unless the whole party dies, because we cannot we cannot afford that. That ain't gonna happen. Let's see. It looks like mouth open got changed a bit more, or was it smile that got changed a bit more? It feels. Oh, you know what? So the smoothing on mouth open, it's taking a while for me to close my mouth all the way now. See how sometimes it's like hanging open? Yeah. I can just hear Nomamile right now with like, it's a little lewd, isn't it? Like, no, it's not. Shut up. Let's see. All right, we're gonna scroll further down. So face left and right position, that's when you turn your head and look left and right. How CPU intensive is it? I think it's pretty CPU intensive, honestly. I mean, I'm using my video card to run face tracking at the same time that I'm streaming, at the same time that I would be running Foundry, which is, you know, and then depending on how things are going, I might have Photoshop open at the same time. So that's a thing. And then, you know, we gotta have Twitch open so you could farm that sweet channel points. And yeah, I think it could be a hassle, you know. You'd have to have a pretty good computer, I think. But you don't have to use the highest level face tracking though, so you can use pretty simple stuff. Heck, I mean, we could just do, you know, you could do PNG tubers too. It doesn't have to be super complicated. You heard Nightfall was having it rough. I mean, I would say that Nightfall's kind of doing the best out of all three of the Curse of Strahd groups. In my opinion, I think they're doing the best. Anyways, one thing that's cool is like, look at the side of her head. Do you see that? You see how it's shaved, right? That's in the art document, and lots of artists have drawn Chamomile. Most of them forget that this half of her head is actually shaved. So, I mean, this artist, he's so good. Like, it's the best. Like, every little detail, everything that I threw in there, they went above and beyond to make sure all that stuff was included. And I'm so happy. So good. Alright, anyways, let's see. So, face left and face right, and you can actually change it so that you can't look too far left and you can't look too far right if you want. That's this kind of stuff. And then the face up and the face down. So, because it's not a true 3D model, like, there isn't, as far as I know, like an actual under chin. So I don't think you could ever like imperiously like hold your chin like all the way up, or like dip your head all the way down. I tried pushing those values with the face down rotation, but they just even trying to like double them, like I couldn't unlock something that wasn't there, I think. So that's why it's like that. But it's still really cool. Also, you could still do this thing where you're like the meme of like the mean girl that's like looking down like Lady Lutheria style, like, oh, okay. And then you put up the doomed thing, I guess. I have to remember how to do the hotkey. Hold on. Nope, hold on.
That's problematic.
No, keep your eyes open. um, so yeah.
That's problematic.
Oh, boop. There we go. And then there's face lean, which is, I think, the same thing. Face lean is, yeah, leaning your face forward and backwards. So like, I have it set to these higher values because I really wanted to be able to, without actually leaning my head too far forward, get that lean going. So this kind of partners, I think, with the face up and down. Yeah. And then body rotation. So what's kind of neat about the body rotation is normally a normal person when they move their body like left and right, okay, everything goes normally, and that's fine. But then you've got body rotation Z, which is how you rotate forward and back. I haven't actually dipped into how far the body. Oh yeah. So I tried to make it that she could lean really far forward, but the camera kind of. Oh no! Ah! Oh no! I'm broken. Oh no! Hold on. Ah! I leaned too far out of screen. She's dying. So let me go back to the camera and calibrate it. Okay. Calm. Hey! Look at the camera. Look at the camera. You're gonna be okay. No? Oh my God! She's having a seizure. Oof. What did I do? I think I broke her. Lean Z is actually the neck to the side. Oh. Okay. She's broken. Oh no, I broke it. All right, hold on. I'm gonna shut it down and start it up again. I'm so sorry, Chamomile. She's that look of pain as I turn off the mod. Holy shit. Yeah, what the fuck? So apparently don't leave the camera at any point. That's good to know. Damn. Okay. Let me boot that back up. Let's see. I hope that it doesn't start fighting over the camera. Let's see. Important. Don't show that again. No. I think it might be fighting for the camera now. Oh no. Did I break it? Let's see. Let's go in here and yeah, the camera's like really upset. So calibrate. Okay. Alright, I think we're good again. Hold on. Okay. So I think we're fixed. Wow, that was kind of scary. Alright. So going back here and going through all of this stuff. Yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with how things are moving and interacting with each other. there's something here called body rotation. Oh, here you go. So body rotation Z. So body rotation is like when you move, like how do you move? And I don't think a normal person moves like this. I think like girls that are trying to look cute and swing their boobs around move like this, aka VTubers. Because like 2 of the videos I watched yesterday were like, you gotta reverse these numbers on body rotation Z. You're gonna like what you see. And I was like, all right, I'll switch them around. And I was like, oh, I see. That's pretty good. So when they're not reversed, I can show you when they're not reversed. We'll do 10 and -10. Okay. So when they're not reversed and you move, it doesn't like, it doesn't like look as good, right? It's kind of like, just, back and forth. But when they're reversed, you get that sort of like, that cliched like waiting for someone to ask you out to coffee. You know what I'm saying? You're like, well, maybe, kind of thing. So that's why you reverse those. Yeah. And then everything else here seems pretty standard. You could tone down like how much you blush, which is kind of cool, and then how long the blush lasts on your face. So apparently it thinks it thinks I'm blushing all the time. So I could make it blush less by kind of tweaking these numbers a little bit. I don't think it's too bad, but if I wanted it to blush a little bit less, I could try. Wait, that might be making it worse. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, I could lower, or I could raise this number, and that should increase like how hard it is to blush? Question mark? It feels like I'm blushing a lot. What if we did this at like 0.8? No, that seems to make it worse. Okay, hold on. Did this, and then we made this a 0? Oh no, that's even worse. Jesus Christ. Alright, so then we do like this. Hey, there we go. Slightly less blush. I don't know if I like it like that, though. It was kind of nice having the blush all the time. Alright, we'll just change it back to normal, I guess. Like that. And then make this like this. And then, yeah, okay, cool. Alright, so then the last thing that's here that's interesting. Well, I mean, there's so much interesting stuff. But the last stuff that's really interesting. Lower the output to blush less. Oh, the output to blush less. Okay. So over here, you have the hotkeys for the expressions. You can build your own expressions. So I think you can like pose your face. So like if you get like a really good, if you figure out like how to pull a good face, I think you can actually like save it, and then you can bring it up later. You can just always, excuse me, you can always like pull that face. So that's pretty cool. So if you had like a really like eyes wide, like staring down kind of face, you could like, I think you could save it, the presets, and it would just go to it. Then there's also, this is also where the really special stuff. So this is what's controlling heavy blush plus sleepy eyes. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. There's definitely not a handle of Fireball always in this office. There's definitely not. So we've got the hotkey for crying. We already showed that one. Nose picking, doom, angry, laugh, ditto, full blush. But there's also props. So they made props also because they're just fucking amazing. So check this out. You got these amazing ears, so it's really hard to turn this off. But if you wanted to, you're like, hey, it's time for some gaming, and then you put your headphones on, which looks so cool. It looks just like the art that Jazz Miranda did. And then you take the headphones off. So cool. And then look at the horns, right? Look at how they just fit right behind the horns. Yeah, it's fucking incredible. It's just so fucking cool. Look at that. And so, yeah, that's pretty cool. And then if it's cold, because, you know, you're just in like a sports bra, a branded sports bra, and your shoulders, you're like, oh, we don't want to show off these shoulders. These Victorian gentlemen and ladies, it might be too spicy for them. You could just put your hoodie on, right? And look at that hoodie. Look at the zipper. Actually has the zipper has its own animation bones. So like the zipper actually flops around based on movement. It is fucking crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah. So it's just the strings on the hoodie, the strings on the hoodie, they bounce against the hoodie and the boobs, and they move around all by themselves. We're only looking at the strings. Okay, everyone focus. You're only looking at the strings right now. But like, look at how the strings on the hoodie, they just bounce back. It's so cool. Oh my god. Yeah, it's very cool. So then another thing that you might have noticed is that Chamomile has a tail. And a lot of times when artists draw Chamomile's tail, they don't draw the tail very big. But it is a big fucking tail. Chamomile was generated in 2nd edition with the Planescape box set, and they had a roll table for your tiefling features, and that's how she came to have hooves like a goat and a really weird scaly tail. That was because of the table from 2nd edition D&D Planescape. So that's why she looks the way she looks. I know that not all tieflings look like this, but back in the day, tieflings looked like they just were crazy looking. They were kind of doing that with 1D&D, I felt, when they were introducing like the Gehenna tieflings and the bestial tieflings and stuff like that. I feel like we're heading in a good direction, but now that's gone. But yeah, look at this tail. Look at how it just moves so well on its own. It's very cool. I love it. So then there's also here, we'll take this off, and you got this crown. We're cool. Yeah, or a pretty cool crown. You know what I'm saying? In case you're prepping Kingmaker for the next 5 years. You know what I'm saying? You can wear your Kingmaker crown when you're prepping Kingmaker. Yeah, that's that's what I was thinking. I was like, definitely need a crown for prepping Kingmaker. And yeah, the crown's got like little gems in it, and they actually have like special. They interact with light in a special way. Look how they like sparkle and shit. You see that gleam? What the fuck? What? Yeah, it's so cool. And then, anyways, back up here. So there's also again, well, I guess we'll leave the crown on, and then we can sit in our chair. No, wait, that's angry. Hold on. Okay, sit in the chair. What? What do you mean sit in the chair? Yeah, look at this. There's a fucking chair. Look, there's a chair. Look at how good that chair is. Look at how well modeled that chair is. I've done 3D animation and 3D modeling, and I'm gonna tell you that it ain't easy to animate a character sitting in a fucking chair, let alone a character that has a big ass tail, weird body parts, goat legs. They made it all work, and it's like a pseudo 3D, right? So they had to do a lot of like foreshortening techniques, and so I'm really impressed. Like, it's very cool. And then the tail, like, yeah, it's just there, and it doesn't flip, right? Like when you're standing, the tail flips, but obviously if you had a big honking fucking tail like that, you'd have like a section of the chair cut out to accommodate the tail, and the tail would hang out the side. You back? You survived? Excellent. We gotta go to the party? Okay. Alright, I'll wrap it up. Anyways, so when you're sitting in the chair, you
That's problematic.
no, not that. There we go. Put your headset on, and then while you're in the chair, you of course got to pull out your video game controller so we can play some video games. And I think that one is, nope, that's the chair. Hey, look at that. And then, watch this, watch this, watch this. Again, we're only looking at the controller, okay? Only looking at the controller. Do you see this? The controller lights up and the fingies move on the controller when you are actually playing the game. Like, it's crazy. Look at this. Oh my god, it's so awesome. And then I think the last one is there's like a smug laugh. So let's see, where's smug laugh? Nope, nope, nope. Did I not set up smug laugh? Oh no, I have too many hands. Oh no, I broke it again. Hold on. All right. So let's see, how many hands did I grow during that experiment? Okay, so if we go to, maybe I didn't set this one up. Smug. Oh, left control, numpad 7. Okay. So anyways, that would be left control, numpad 7. That's not working. I wonder if I have that used for something else. Alright, hold on. Let's see. Record, left control, record, numpad 7. Alright, maybe she can't do it while she's sitting down. That could be it. Let's see. We'll stand up. Go. Right? So one thing that is pretty silly is the growing of hands, because it's not a 3D model, right? So they're like basically like despawning arms that do one thing and then they're growing arms for another thing. But I think if I do, I'll have to figure out how to get the last one working because it's not pulling any of the stuff. Oh, but it is kind of neat. If you had the haptic gloves or whatever, you could actually have these things trigger by doing certain gestures. Try control numpad. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Let's see. We'll do this. We'll do alt. And then we'll do... It could just be that Stream Deck is also fighting for that shit. So we'll do 6. Alright, let's see if it works. Nope. Weird. Alright, so I guess that last one's not working. That's weird. Ugh, anyways, oh, right, Alt 6 is the... Is that? Uh-oh, there we go. That's Control 6. Oh, I gotta go to a birthday party. Okay, well, this is the new model. It's really cool, and I'm gonna be using it, like, all the time. So, yeah. I will... Ah, there it goes. Control pad negative key is the laugh. Got it. Hell yeah. Oh, the smug is the expression. So you can have a smug expression toggle on and off. Oh. Oh, smug. Ow, how the eyebrows change. Okay. She's so smug all the time that I didn't realize it. My bad. So there we go. Wonderful. Alright. I hope everybody has a great Saturday. I'm going to go to this lovely birthday party of the coolest 2-year-old I know. And then we got a lot of D&D tomorrow. So I'll see you next time.